Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to the 5th episode of our SkyFactory 2.5 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you recall last episode, we started getting all this set up. We got the this automatic sieve built, and this pulverizer here that takes the cobblestone, smashes it up into sand as a secondary and gravel as the primary, and then puts it through the sieve, and then it automatically sieves it for us, and then it comes out here. Since that episode, I've also set up one with the sag mill, which I know I haven't built one of these on camera, but I'll just show you really quick the way these are set up. It's just 3 flint, 4 iron, a piston, then a machine chassis that's just iron and iron bars, and a basic capacitor, which is just copper, 4 gold nuggets, or any variation of them, and then 2 redstone. So not too difficult. When you set it up, the way I have this is, if you notice, I have these orange bars here. You can just right click to change between push and pull, or disabled. I've got these set to push out, and then of course the top, it's where the stuff's coming in, but you don't have to set that because it's automatically putting it in. So that's only for, like, if we put a, say, a Java barrel there and we wanted it to push into the sag mill, we could configure that to you know, the pull side, and then it would pull from that inventory and push out to this one. So, but I got that set up, and that's making sand as a primary and gravel as a secondary, and of course going through the sieve here, and then into this chest. Then over here I have another sag mill set up to make the sand primary, and then that sand is being pumped into a pulverizer that's taking and sending that dust into the sieve and then out to this chest. And another thing I want to mention, make sure and cover this up, because I had it rain on me, and then all these filled up with water, and even with this water on top of it, these will still fill up with water when you go and, like, empty them. That one, okay, I was about to say that's got obsidian in it. Sometimes it doesn't render, but yeah, just make sure and cover that up, because otherwise these barrels are going to fill up with water and all that mess. So since then I've added more magmatic dynamos here, because with all these machines up, the power just wasn't enough just from the 2. And then I also went ahead and upgraded these into hardened flux ducts. The way that you do that is, I believe I showed you last episode, but just take an Invar bar, 3 redstone, and then 3 of the leadstone flux ducts. It's pretty simple. You can also do it one at a time for, you know, 1/3 of the cost if you need to only make a couple of them. So I did start getting a lot of things prepped for this episode. If you notice, I cooked up a ton of Invar here. I made up a bunch of pistons, cooked a bunch of stone, got some copper, all this stuff. Got some more hardened flux ducts, some more leadstone flux ducts that I haven't changed over yet. And then I realized that what I was planning on building, we haven't actually set everything up for it yet. So we'll jump into that in just a second. One other thing I want to tell you, if you notice, there's this huge donut-shaped structure over here. Basically, this is something I'm working on. It's still a long ways from being done. Over the next couple episodes, we're going to be working on it. There's something in particular that I'm going to want to set up pretty soon in order to get something to actually add to that. But it's just something I'm kind of building off camera, and then I'll show it to you once it's done. It's more of just a almost like a decorative build, and basically that area there is going to be more of like a central hub area for our actual SkyFactory setup, because this is all just, you know, temporary junk here. But yeah, and then I added this over here, which is what we're going to jump into first today. So we don't really need this. Oh, leveled up. And you'll also notice I got an emerald upgrade on my bone pickaxe, so I'll take it, I guess. Basically, if you put an oak barrel right here, and then we're going to want mycelium around it, which I'll get into here in just a second how to get that. But we're going to get mycelium all around this barrel, and then if we put water in here, it'll start transforming that water into witch water. So that's what we're going to do first today. However, to do that, I don't like manually handling water and all that. What am I doing? I don't need a pulverizer. We're going to build an aqueous accumulator. This is the very first thing we're going to do. Just 2 copper gears, pneumatic servo, a bucket, and then one of those machine frames. And then just a little bit of glass. So let's go ahead and get this stuff together. Once again, you could make this in the smeltery. I'm just being lazy. Honestly, SkyFactory is one of those packs where we're at right now with all these saves and stuff, resources really are not an issue too much. I mean, right now I couldn't just, you know, waste a ton of resources, but if you notice, we got that'd be 33, so 66 iron in there, plus it can be broken down and made more. And then we got, you know, a bunch here and a bunch here, so I'm really not worried about wasting a little bit of iron to make gears, because it's just a whole lot easier. So but if you want to, I guess, min-max it, you can you know, not waste the iron and stuff. Pneumatic servos are crafted just like that, pretty easy. And then, yeah, the bucket machine frame is just 4 iron, a 10 gear, and then 4 pieces of glass, which do I have already 10 already made up? Wait, what am I doing? 7 of those. Yes, I have 1 piece. 1 piece left, so oh, what am I doing? I'm losing my mind. Sorry about that. Let's see. So we're gonna need some tin and okay. We'll go ahead and cook this stuff up. Sorry. Okay. I don't have anything in here that's gonna mix. No. Okay. Well, we'll let that cook up for just a second while we get everything else together. We'll actually craft it. I'm gonna just toss these. I don't need these anymore. Alright. We'll just craft it over here, I guess. That and that and that. Do I have any? Yeah. So let's go ahead and grab 6 of that. Those, and then the bucket. So we're just waiting on the tin at this point, and it's done. So let's get that poured out really, really quick. And we should still be able to get into some of the stuff that I was originally planning on doing this episode. I don't think we're going to finish all of it, because there is a decent amount to that build. But chances are we'll get a chunk of it done, and then I'll do, you know, just the rest off camera, kind of like I did with the sieves, because you don't want to sit and watch me create like 3 strings of the same, you know, the exact same thing. So, alright, that gets us the machine frame, and let's go ahead and make ourselves another bucket here. and aqueous accumulator. So what this is going to do is this is basically just going to pull water out. We'll set it right there and set the top to export, and it's basically just going to, you know, generate water from this little infinite water source here. So sorry about that. And then the last thing that we're going to want is if you take 2 copper and then a piece of glass, that'll get you temperate fluid ducts. Basically, they can transfer fluids, but you don't want to transfer like lava or something through them, because they will get destroyed if you do that. And we're also going to want some ancient spores, which that just comes from sieving sand. So we've got a few of them here. We'll go ahead and just take all 4 of them for now. We'll get more, and then yeah. But you can just throw this down onto dirt, and it will create mycelium. And it's actually going to spread. You know, we didn't have to have all 4 of those, but you know, it's one of those things that never hurts. So, and actually, I'll tell you what we'll also do. We'll go ahead and make ourselves a watering can. Maybe. Oh, it's this recipe. Yeah. See, just you can either make it with. Oh yeah, this is peaceful mode only. So 4 iron, bone meal, and a bowl. So, not too difficult at all. Make ourselves a bowl. I know I've got some bone meal. Yeah. And then 4 pieces of iron. Watering can. I'm sure most people are familiar with it at this point. However, if you're not, watering can's just one of those things. If you can make it, it's definitely worth having. Because you can water plants and stuff with it. And it acts pretty much just like a bone meal. When you first get it, you'll want to right click it into the a thing of water or something, just to get it filled up. And then see, we can actually just water this mycelium, and it will spread extra quickly. So now we've got full mycelium here. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to pump this water in here, because we don't want to have to, you know, manually get a bucket of water every time and all that mess. That's just not any fun. So if you notice, that's going to start, well, it's already done now. It transformed into witch water. It does it pretty quickly if you have, you know, it fully surrounded and the bottom all mycelium and everything. And then what you're going to want to do is get yourself some sand. And let me eat something here. Alright, and then just like how we made clay and stuff, you just right click it in there, and that's going to get you soul sand. So that's what we're going to have to get nether quartz, and there's actually quite a bit in this pack that you can get from soul sand. You can get nether quartz, up to 2 of them per. You'll always get at least 1. Then you can also get heat sand, fused wood saplings, dark wood saplings, blood saplings, ghost wood saplings, nether wart, gas tier, and tainted soil. So if you can imagine getting this automated, which we'll do pretty quickly. I'm thinking probably within a couple episodes I'll show you how to do that. But getting that automated is really, really nice. Another thing that you can actually sieve, and it's very worthwhile to sieve, is netherrack. Netherrack. But since you don't have access, of course, to the nether, I will show you really, really quickly how to make netherrack. So this setup that I showed you how to build at the beginning of last episode, you can just take your 1 little block of water out of there, and of course then it just fills up with lava, and then you can just right click with redstone, and that'll get you netherrack. So, and of course it's very, very quick course, there's that graphical issue, but eventually it will catch up with the lava generation that we have. But it does take it quite a while. Yeah, see, that one is only about halfway full because we don't have like a good lava storage. We're pretty much just running on what's in these crucibles at the moment. But hopefully before too long we'll set up, you know, a good kind of liquid storage room and everything. But we got 16 netherrack and whatnot. So netherrack, if you save it, let's see here. Oh, that's right. You have to smash it with the hammer first, and then it'll get you the crushed netherrack. Then if you save the crushed netherrack, that's how you're going to get your cobalt, your ardite, nickel, copper, iron, and gold. So, of course, the gold, the iron, we're not that worried about. Copper, but the ardite and the cobalt will definitely make it worth it. Now, one thing to note is if you're playing on a pack... Oh, that's right. I think it's like actually in stone in this pack. I can't remember. Because I know in... Was it... I think when I was playing Infinity Evolved Skyblocks, Draconium came from netherrack. So, let's see. In stone, I think, is where we'll get it in this pack, I'm betting. The crushed in stone. Platinum, lead, tin, silver, yeah, and draconium. So that's how we're going to get that, which we'll get into in stone and all that. We'll have a saving set up for that as well. Another thing to mention that you can save if you want, I haven't started it yet, but eventually we'll automate it. You can actually save stone. Just straight up block of stone. That's how you're going to get your marble, your limestone, and then all your Tinker's Construct berries. So that's another thing we'll want to automate at some point, because I will use a lot of limestone and marble, chances are, in builds and stuff, and then getting those berry bushes would be nice too as well. So we'll probably get into that at some point. But anyway, let me grab a couple more pieces here of soul sand, and I'll start sieving this up. Actually, I'm just going to do it manually, and we'll see what we get out of it. But I just need a couple pieces of nether quartz, so it's not too big of a deal. That got us 3. Let me get one more. Okay. And okay, now we got 5 pieces. That should be plenty for what we're gonna build on today. I'll have to get more when I, finish the build off camera. But anyhow, so what we're gonna be making first thing is we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff today from storage drawers. This is my favorite way to run this whole setup here. Now, technically, you could set up a crafter. Let me show you here if you don't like this, because this method is expensive, I guess. But so you could just make one of these tier 3 crafters, which they're really, really cheap. A couple crafting tables and redstone torches for each tier, and then the original machine frame is just 4 pieces of iron, lapis, and gold. And that would hold, 8 recipes, and you could set it up to handle the crafting and all that. In Infinity Skyblocks, I did do that for like draconium and cobalt because they wouldn't work with these the drawer setup that I use. But I'm going to show you this method, and if anybody wants, I can, if you need help with the RF tools or something, or you want me to show you, I can do that. But I like the compacting drawer setup. So the first thing we want to make is the drawer controller, which is 5 smooth stone, a diamond, any kind of a drawer here, and then redstone comparator. So, let me go ahead and actually make comparator is we'll make 12 of these. Yes. Alright. And we'll get our redstone torches. Grab our smooth stone. Grab a diamond. And then, do I have any gold cooked up? No. Let me cook up just a little bit of gold here. I keep doing that. I'm just like, start to craft it and I'm like, fuck that. Throw it on the ground. Okay. Start that cooking. Wonder what's going on here. Yeah, see, it's wanting to hitch. It like never does that on this pack. See. Well, we'll give that a second. We don't actually need that right this second. But we need to make our storage drawers. Let's see here. Grab this wood. And I think, let me check here. Can we do the, yeah, we can do the 4 stacks. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do these, just 4 chests and then 5 slabs. Very, very easy. So let's go ahead and make a few of these because we'll use a bit of them today. And just like this. That gets us 12 of those. And then we just need one of these. We'll set that stuff up. Now let's get the comparator made really, really quick. Both of them, or wait, all 4 of them. That's what we're going to do. And nether quartz. And this is, once again, just a vanilla recipe. Nothing too crazy. And we'll put this down there. And that gets us the drawer controller. Now basically, drawers almost work like pipes. As long as you have them connected, they're all going to link up into, into like a big, you know, almost like a system. Almost like a applied energistic system or something like that. Albeit not quite as, you know, elaborate or anything. But the drawer controller is kind of like the mainframe of it, and any connected drawers and stuff have to be within, I believe it's 10 blocks from the controller in any direction. So we're going to set this up actually for right now. I think we're just going to set it right there is what we're going to do. Yeah, that should be good. And then basically that's going to be where you want to pump your items into. Now there's also this controller slave, and the way that works is, you know, you might have like a string of you know, drawers or I mean yeah, of different drawers and stuff, and then over here, you know, say you want to pump stuff into the, you know, the central network, but you don't want to have to run a pipe all the way over there. You can set a controller slave right here, and then pipe items into that just like you would the drawer controller. And when you do that, I'm actually going to move this over. I don't know why I said it. Probably shouldn't stand on there. I'm not entirely sure if you know, if there was blocks underneath that. But yeah, so the controller slave is just another basically access point for you to be able to pump items into and stuff, and it's still kind of go into the mainframe of the system. So we're going to go ahead and make one of those. And once again, it's pretty much the exact same recipe, except you just use gold here instead of a diamond. So, and we'll set the slave up just right here. And then what we're going to do is now, in order for those two to link up, you're going to want to use either any kind of a drawer, but you can also use this trim here. Basically, the trim's not going to act as a drawer, but it can still connect the system together. So I'm actually going to wait before we make any of that, because I might not use the trim to set this up. Let me see. But anyway, we're going to jump into the compacting drawers. Basically, the way these work, these are probably one of my favorite things in this pack, or in this, you know, storage drawers and stuff. That's why I got all these pistons here prepped. The way you're going to set these up, can I use? I just realized I think you have to use like a standard. No. You can use the small drawers. Okay, that's what I was wanting to know. But anyway, these are set up. Instead of the comparators, you're going to use pistons, and then you're going to put iron at the bottom, and then a drawer there, and that's going to get you the compacting drawer. That's what, 7. Ideally, I want at least 9 right now. Like I said, they're kind of expensive, but when we're basically just getting resources and not really having to do anything or use any materials or anything, expensive just isn't really an issue. So let's see, how do we want to set this up? I think let me move this stuff over to this side, I think, for now. And this will be kind of messy for right now. We'll make it look a little bit better when we get it to a more of a permanent place for it. But I think the way we're going to set it up is we're going to go 3 high with these, and then and then we're also going to go 3 across. I'm going to break this for just a minute so that we can you know, get this all set up without it creating like a hassle to do so. And one thing you'll note, like when I was putting those on top, you don't have to hold shift like you do with Jabba barrels. You're not going to put the item in unless you know, click it on from the front side. So now that we've got those 9 set up, the next thing that we're going to want to do here is, you know what, actually, whoops, we'll just shift this down a little bit here and let it just run like that. The next thing that we're going to want to do is make ourselves a drawer key. Now, I can't stress how actually important this is, because the first time I set these up I didn't do this, and I ended up getting just a huge ass mess very shortly after changing this system. So just be aware that I do suggest you lock these, because you're going to be pulling out of these and whatnot, so it is pretty important that you do that. Oh, shoot. I need a gold nugget. Well, crap. Let's see. Okay. We'll let that cook really, really quickly. While that's cooking, let's go ahead and make just a few pieces of this trim here, because we will want a little bit of it for setting this up. Now I will tell you that this is going to look probably pretty horrendous at first, and that's okay, because like I said, this is a very, very temporary setup. I'm hoping within just a few episodes to get all this moved and reset up and everything. But so what we're going to do is we're actually going to take these drawers here, or this trim here, and just run it over like that. We could go, you know, actually, why don't we do that? Yeah, let's do that. So we don't have these big bulky trims sitting around right here. Because honestly, when we go to move this, I really don't care if these are destroyed or not. So we're going to set the trim in like that, and basically it just has to touch one spot. So for example, you know, this trim is only touching this compacting drawer, but since this one's touching this one and so on, these are all linked now to this slave. However, due to the fact that you know, our controller's not linked in, that slave's not really going to do anything until we get that linked up. So now the controller's linked up as well, and now all this is one big linked system. And the reason I do this, I mean, technically we could have put just the controller there. However, I was thinking we might put, once it goes through this whole system, we might put the finished product down here or something, and just have like a wall of drawers set up. But that's something we probably won't get to today, but hopefully next episode that'll be set up, or, you know, close to it. So, but anyway, let's get our gold here, and that's enough. We'll get our one nugget that we needed, and our upgrade template. Now we got our drawer key. So now we can actually start setting some of this stuff up. Let me throw, you know, just some of this junk in here. It's all just a big mess. So that's alright. So the way that this is going to work is we're going to take, say, yeah, we're going to take the aluminum first, and no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this. Oh man, really? This doesn't work in this pack? Or does it just not work for aluminum? I remember it might have been aluminum that was the issue last time. No, it's that way for all of them. Okay. Well, maybe the system's not going to work, and let me try iron. Oh man. So these don't work. The way I used to use it was, you know, the metals would come in, go into the compacting drawer, and basically the compacting drawer will, it will, let's see, let me grab some iron so I can show you how the compacting drawer actually works here. Basically it's going to let you get like ingots and everything. Say you have 4 blocks of iron, or 39 ingots, or 351 nuggets. So that way you can kind of put things that like that it just makes it easier for you to come up and be able to grab a block or an ingot or whatever. And it doesn't necessarily have to take up all 3 spots. Like, let's see, I'll show you another example of something that isn't going to, say that's how it should do. It should have, you know, the glowstone dust. It should be the same way with the the metals, but yeah, they're not working, so that's not gonna work. Okay. Well, we've got compacting drawers set up, I guess. So let me break this. Well, that sucks. Because basically the way I had it set up before, like this is the setup I used for my Infinity Skyblocks setup. So I just assumed that it would work. Is, you know, you'd have like, basically let's start at the gravel end. You'd have the iron ore go into that, get compacted into something that the hammer can break, and then it would compact it and then go into the hammer, and when it came out of the hammer and got crushed down into, you know, the sand, the crushed ore, then it would get sent into this compacting drawer setup, and then it would get pumped into another hammer or get broken down into the dust setup. Then the dust setup would get compacted and then sent out to be cooked, and then you'd have all your metals, you know, just filling up right there. But since that's not going to work, I guess we're going to have to go with the crafter method. So yeah, that's cool. I'll set up one of these really quickly just so you can see. I don't like it nearly as much as you know, the compacting drawer setup, just because I don't know, I like it because it's kind of elaborate and it looks cool and everything. And where's all my lapis? In this one? No, in this one. Okay. Well, I do apologize about that. And then we're just going to need 2, 4, 6 crafting tables and 6 redstone torches. Okay. Yeah, that kind of bums me out though that doesn't work in this pack. Okay. And basically, whoops, I have these backwards. You just put it in there with all 3 of them and then make your tier 1, your tier 2, your tier 3. And that means we're going to have to run power over to it. What we'll probably do is set it up. Actually, I have an idea. Let's go in here to oh, what's it called? Can't think of the name of it. Okay, right here, the item filter. So let's make one of these actually, or 2 of these. And then sticks we've got, and we just need the string. Okay. Like this, and of course that's backwards. Every recipe that's done like this, I always get it backwards. I don't know why it is, but it is. Let's see, I've got 1 more transfer node. Ugh. I don't really want to have to make more of those, but I'm gonna have to. So let's go ahead and break this one, and let's move this over for right now, and we'll set. For now, we'll just do an item filter there, and we're gonna tell it that it can pull out in this direction. It's gonna pull out bone meal, blaze powder, gunpowder, glowstone, redstone, skystone, and Sardis quartz dust. Basically everything that's not a metal. That does seem to be it. And then we'll just right click well, let me separate these. You can clear them out, but it's just easier this way. And we're going to put this stuff into the item filter. So that way it knows that, like when you put this onto a transfer node, that only these items can come out of there. So we've got that all set. And if you notice, if we hover over this, it tells, you know, what all's on there. So we can just put it in one of these slots. And for now on, it's only going to pull out these items. And see, the powdered tin ore is not getting pulled out. So then what we can do is we can do the same thing over here with, say, silver, platinum, nickel, lead, iron, gold, copper, aluminum, tin. And, you know, we can do the same thing here. We can just shift them in, actually, but like that. And yeah, it's perfect amount of space right there. And then we'll set this transfer node up right here, and go ahead and run that. And there's the wrench. We're going to want to remove that connection, and we'll remove that connection. And then we'll want to put this filter into this one. So now it can pull out the aluminum and stuff. And then the last thing we're going to want to do is just set up just one of these crafters, these tier 3 crafters. They are going to require power, so we'll have to run a power source over. But this is the way that this looks. And oh, shoot. I just realized this only is going to hold 8 of the recipes, and we have 9 metals. So I'll probably have to split this off somehow. Compacting drawers just mess up everything since they don't work. Let me grab some pipes really quick, and hardened flux ducts, and we'll actually just we'll run our power source down like that, and then we can hook in a transfer node here, which I'll just make it off camera later on, because I think actually I might have an ender pearl. Yes, I do. Okay. In that case, I'll make it really quickly right here. I should have just left that up. Let's see. Okay, we don't have any chests made. Sorry those compacting drawers didn't work out. There we go. Transfer node for items. We'll need a transfer node, 2 redstone, stone in a chest. Always have to double check that recipe because I know I'll mess it all up when I go to actually set it up. Then I should probably grab a little bit of that, and what am I forgetting about for this? Oh, glass. That's right. Okay, so let's put this in like this. Oh yeah, it's slabs, isn't it? Whoops. Okay. No. I'm losing my mind, I think. No, not crossover pipes. I need transfer pipes. Oh, it's aluminum. Or iron. Sorry. For some reason I was thinking that was stone slabs. Okay, that gets us transfer pipes. And then of course oh, I'll put all the stone up. Whoops. Okay, that gets us 4 of those. And then we'll just have to make one more filter. And that, like this. Alright. Okay, now we're all set. So, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it filter out on this side. Let me go ahead and attach another wire here. No, I don't. There we go. About time. Okay, and we'll go ahead and... No, stop it. I'll just leave it, whatever. Even though I hate the way that looks. But basically I will just, let me pull out this item filter really quick, and we'll take aluminum off that list, and then put it back in there so it's got everything but aluminum at this point. And then the aluminum we will just set up to go through this filter by itself. And we'll put that in there. And let me grab that stuff out of there. So now only aluminum can come out this side, and then all the rest of the materials are going to come out of this side here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this up to this first recipe. Just tell it to take copper and do like that and apply, and it's going to make copper ore dust. And then the next one, we're going to tell it to take gold and apply. And then this next one, iron and apply. And then tin, apply. Lead and apply. Silver, apply. And I think nickel and platinum are the other 2 that we don't have yet. So we'll take the platinum dust and once again apply. And then lastly this nickel and apply. So now it has recipes for all those different dusts in there. And okay, we'll just leave all that as is, and then we just have to run power over to this. Guess let's just run it underneath here. Like this. And of course, see, now it's got power, so it's crafting this stuff up, and it's coming into here to the export. So with this one, once this is done and once the aluminum is done, we're just going to have this pump directly into a furnace, and then we'll have the output put out here. Now, of course, the only thing that's going to be going into these is like bone meal, blaze powder, and stuff like that. So these would feed directly into a furnace. However, with the we'll have another crafter set up like right here for the sand outputs, and when that one's finished, it will pump the aluminum will pump into this system here. The rest of the stuff will pump over here. That way it'll feed into this crafter and then get reprocessed once again. But before that, this will get fed into a hammerer. But I'll cover that next episode. I'm going to get this kind of somewhat organized because it's just a super mess. And I'm going to get these other subsystems built so that all we have to do is jump in, put the hammerer together, and set that up. And I'll show you how that's set up and everything. And I'll go ahead and prep everything for the storage of the items afterwards. So I do apologize that the compacting drawers didn't work. It kind of bums me out a little bit that it didn't. It does simplify things a lot, because then instead of having to have these crafters, they would just go into that subsystem for that and everything. But since that's not going to work out for us, we'll just use these crafters. That's fine. They're cheap and everything. But I hope you enjoyed the episode. And by the way, if you were trying to subscribe through annotations previously and you weren't able to, that's because I thought where it told me to set up the annotations, you have to put in the channel name and stuff that you have to subscribe to, or that you want them to subscribe to, and I was putting to Asgard. However, I was actually supposed to put this big convoluted list of letters in there, and I didn't realize that. So the annotations are fixed for the majority of my previous videos, and they'll also be fixed in the future. So if you do want to click the annotations and get subscribed, those should work now. So I apologize for any inconvenience that might have caused, and yeah, I won't let that happen again. So but yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please comment, like, subscribe, share. It's all very, very much appreciated, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that has been, very supportive and stuff of my videos and everything, and I definitely do appreciate it. So, like I said, next episode we'll get this whole system pretty well finalized next episode, and once again I apologize about those compacting drawers not working. At least you got to see them, and we will use them later on, so it's not, it's not a big issue, because we'll actually use the whole drawer setup to store all the items coming out of this, and we'll use the compacting drawers to store the metals and stuff. So it just makes the crafting for the the dust and everything, it makes it just a little bit more of a headache, but that's okay. But anyway, until next episode, take care, and I will see you then.